YouTube, it's your boy, Sean Matry, here with the Adamancipator combo guide. Now, this will be a lot shorter than my Sky Striker one. It's not going to take 15 hours for me to go over everything. We're going to be mostly focused on setups. I know I released the Plat 1 video, but this is the combo guide. There's a few other things I want to add in here. So give me like 1 second. I want to craft the third one because I've done some testing and I would like to craft the third one. Okay. So in the combo guide, we're going to briefly go over the deck list, but we're mostly going to focus on what we do as far as combo-wise is concerned. And in this list, I'm going to show you the Buster combos, and I'm also going to put Union Carrier in this deck as well, because I'm going to show you optimal things you're going to try and do here. We need one more card. Let's throw in a third Guardian. That'll work. Okay. So, this is what I would consider a good Adamancipator list. You could also run a list that runs Called by the Grave and whatnot. That also works as well. And you can run Cross Out if you feel like hand traps become an issue, which they might. You know, that is an option for you as well. With that being said, this is my optimal list for Adamancipator. And we're going to go over the main core cards and some of the other cards that some people will tell you not to run at 3, but I'm going to tell you to run at 3. This is my opinion. Here we go. Alright, first, we run 3 copies of every Adamancipator tuner. There are 3. Seeker, Researcher, and Analyzer. And they all have the effect to excavate the top 5 cards of your deck, special summon a level 4 or lower rock non-tuner among those cards. Okay, among them, they have 3 each individual effects. Seeker can special summon itself from the hand when you control an Adamancipator. Researcher is your best one because, and they're all tuners, by the way. That's something else you need to know. Researcher can special summon itself from the hand when you only control a rock. And that's very important for when you open up weak hands. And then you have Analyzer that special summons itself when your opponent controls a monster and you don't. So it's like Cyber Dragon. In that retrospect. Okay, so you need 3 of each of those. Those are pretty much self-explanatory. Now, among that, there are different engines that people play. Most people are playing 3 Guardian and 3 Supplier. If you feel Guardian gets kind of bricky, you can run 2, but Guardian's very nice to play through certain hand traps like Nibiru and combo through Nibiru, and as well as comboing through Maxi. That's very nice to do that. Supplier is very good because it's an extender, as well as giving you additional tools for Block Dragon. Although the second effect doesn't come up as much, the first effect is more relevant, but it can come up at different points. 3 Doki Doki, because this is the, I like 3. Some people run 2. I love 3. I think 3 is perfect, because this sometimes you want to open, and it can give you another play starter, and it can give you a way into your Prank Kids combo. So if you open this in a Researcher, you can go directly into Prank Kids. If you're going turn 1, if you open this, a Petting Sessor, that's another way to go into Prank Kids combo, going turn 1. Also doing Doki Doki plays with Supplier as well. That can also lead you into Prank Kids combos as well, so this can be very good. You could also opt to summon Supplier, Analyzer, depending on how many extenders you have. That's sometimes a play. I like 3 Doki Doki. I think it's really good. I think it's also really good to see off your Adamancipator cards. Sometimes you don't open up as well, but if you excavate a Doki Doki, that can really speed up your plays. So if you don't see an Analyzer off your Reptite, this can really, really speed up your plays and make for some really, really nasty fields that you can create. So I like 3 Doki Doki. I think, to me, it's a 3 of. And it's really good when you open up Researcher as well. Among that, I am on the Medolce engine. I'm running 3 Petting Sessor. Another engine that a lot of people do play that's also really good is the Miracle Rupture engine. So what Rupture does is this sends a level 4 rock to the grave, and what people play this with from the deck to the grave is they play this with Tackle Crusader. And what Tackle Crusader does is this allows you to target a face-up spell or trap and bounce it to the hand, so it's a skill drain out. Very, very good. And they also play this with a rock that special summons itself from the grave. I'll find it. Where is the card that I'm talking about? Give me 1 second. Okay, well, whatever it is. There's a level 4 rock that summons itself from the grave. Somebody will write it in the comments below. But Revival Golem, that's it. Now I'm thinking of it. Revival Golem. So you dump that off for Rupture, and you activate Revival Golem in the graveyard, and you special summon it, and then you can extend off of that, rather than dealing with Petting Scissor. But I like Petting Scissor better, because then it decreases the chance of you bricking with those extenders or Crusader, but it's definitely something you can play. It's definitely really, really good. Okay, now, 3 Block Dragon, because Block Dragon's the best card in the deck. When this card is sent to the graveyard, period, you search 3 up to 3 rock monsters whose totals levels equal to 8. So 2, 2, 4, or you go 4 and 4. That's generally what you do. Or you could just add Block Dragon itself, but that never really happens. It's so good. Suck is light. If you have no spells in the grave, you Pot of Greed. Basically what it is. You can only activate 1 per turn. Also, you can bash this card from your graveyard, shuffle 1 monster in your deck, draw a card. This card's insane. If you play Duel Links, it's a switcheroo plus a Pot of Greed. I mean, it's really powerful. It's just so good. Anything else? Oh, the Prank Kids engine. I am on this. I think this is extremely strong and allows you to set insane boards. To that we play 3 Roxys, 1 Dropsies. And in the extra deck we're running 1 Meow Me Moo and 1 Doodle Doo Dodo Doo. Yeah, okay. Alright, extra deck runs down as followed. We are on Herald of Arclight, 1 Raptite. This is a very good extender. Arclight is a Macrocosmos from the hand or main deck, and this is extremely strong against Tri-Brigade and Drytron. Crystal Wing Single Dragon, just a monster negate every turn. Boarlord Savage is an Omni negate plus Buster Lock setup if you're going that route. Dragite is really, really strong. I love this card. You excavate the top 5, return non-targeting to the hand, up to cards up to the amount of rocks excavated. Also, whenever your opponent activates a spell or trap and you have a water monster in the grave, it's a Xian, negate that effect and destroy it. And what also makes this good is you'll always have a water, because you'll have Halq+Fibrax, or you'll have Dropsies, so you'll always have a water available. Dweller, this is an additional rank 4. I love throwing this in because it's great against Drytron. It's great against Tri-Brigade. It's great against Virtual World too, because you can stop them from activating their Chu-Chain Grave, their Qinglong, and their Zhanwu. So this is a very good card against all forms of the meta. And it's good against Eldritch as well. So definitely Abyss Dweller. And we oftentimes follow ourselves with a lot of level 4s on the field that just get exposed. So we do like the Abyss Dweller. 1 Gallant Granite. This is essential to search your Block Dragon. Prank Kids engine, self-explanatory. Halq+Fibrax, we'll talk about this. This is used to go into your... oh, I forgot to put this in the deck. No wonder, I knew I was missing something. Give me 1 second, and let me craft this. Apparently, we didn't use the Halq combo to get to max. We did it without the Halq combo, but it's definitely optimal to play it with. So give me 1 second while I get no lines, so that way I can showcase it off for the combo video. Okay, There we go. And I will cut out one of these in the meantime. I'll deal with that later. Okay. So, Halq for O-Line combo. We'll talk about that. Union Carrier, you are playing for... If you're playing in tournaments, you are playing Buster Lock. You could also play Buster Lock on the ladder. In my opinion, it's sometimes the more degenerate way to win, but you can if you want to play with Buster Lock. Union, you play anyway because this helps get Block Dragon out of the deck in a Halq combo. IP for making Unicorn on your opponent's turn. Unicorn for bouncing stuff, also a turn 2 access code OTK with itself, with access code and Dragite. Lucy, you make this turn 1 all the time. Gives you a free 3 monster negate. Very, very good. An access code for OTKing and dealing lethal damage. Anyway, let's get onto the combos, shall we? I forgot to explain, for those who do not know what Buster Lock is, it's very important for you to understand what Buster Lock is. Buster Lock is the strategy to where if it's equipped to a monster, your opponent cannot special summon monsters out of the extra deck. So it becomes a very highly degenerate way to win. Alright, so let's get into some combos. Now, stay with me. I will write down the names of the combos here, so that way you can understand what is going on here. Okay, so this is a decent hand here. I'm going to write down the names of the combos. This is number 1. This is Analyzer Open. Into... Now, the thing here is we can't really exercise... Well, we can because we have Block Dragon, but... to do Analyzer here is a bit dangerous. So what we're going to do is, instead of going Analyzer, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write Prank Kids combo since we open block. Or Analyzer normal summon if no block. Okay, so pay attention here. Actually, you have Supplier, too. Alright, so we're going to normal summon Roxy's. And to that, we're going to go into Meow Mew. Now, the reason why we don't start off with Analyzer is because Analyzer gets a bit dangerous here if we don't get the Excavate that we want. Alright, in response to Roxy's, we're going to change Supplier. And Supplier has the effect is, when a rock is sent from the graveyard, from the field to the grave, you can special summon it from the hand. So we're just going to banish the additional Roxy's from hand to activate Roxy's effect. And we're going to special summon Dropsies. Now, we did draw into Sekka's Light. I'm not going to activate it now, because I want to show you the combos, so don't even pay attention to what we draw into. And next, we're going to go link off into Doodle Doodle Doo. And then we're going to activate Dropsies to summon out another Roxy's. Now, there is something I want you to pay attention to here. Technically, at this point, you can make Block Dragon go into Gallic Granite. Let's say this wasn't even an hand. You didn't have block, right? At this point, you have the option to make Gallic Granite and search a block. Now, the reason why I don't like this is because this puts a lot of weight on whenever you excavate off Researcher to extend. So in a case like this, even though block is a potential setup, I'd still rather, in this case, potentially to summon Analyzer. Also, with the current hand that you have some weight. Well, not really. I mean, you drew into Sekka's Light, which I really don't want to be relevant for the combo, but if you were to get in the beard here, you do have Sekka's Light to potentially extend. We don't really have the hand going turn 1 to normal summon Guardian and combo off, so that's not something we really can do with this hand. Anyway, continuing on with the combo. We're going to go into Block Dragon here. And in this case, we're going to banish our Guardian. The reason why we do this first is because we want to link off into Appaloosa when we have, with Block Dragon. You always want to be making Appaloosa with Block Dragon all the time, because this is going to give you your searches. So we're going to go ahead and link these off, and we're going to make Appaloosa. Then we'll trigger Block Dragon. Now, in any case where you have multiple triggers, always choose Block Dragon to go Chain Link 1. The reason why is that way you chain block the search. Unless for some specific reason you think they're going to negate your access code talker, then you would chain block that if you really want to get that off. But most of the time, we are attempting to chain block Block Dragon. Now, what is a chain block? A chain block is when 2 or more simultaneous effects are attempting to resolve at the same time. Because of that, we are able to change their order and the order that they resolve, unless something is mandatory. If something is mandatory, then a mandatory chain link has to go first. But if we're resolving 2 or more optional effects, we could choose the order of them. Something like Harpy's Hunting Ground, right? That's a mandatory effect, because that has to destroy a card in the field. A spell or trap mandatorily. So we can't choose the chain order of that. That's always going to be a chain link 1. But in something like Access Code Talker, where it's an optional banish to banish the link that was used as a material, and Block Dragon, which is an optional search, we are able to change the chain order if we so wish. Okay, anyway, next step. We're going to, since we control Rock Monster, we're going to go ahead and special summon Researcher. Now, with Researcher on the field, we're going to go ahead and activate its effect and go for an Excavation. The idea behind Adamancipator is you want to rely on least amount of excavations as possible, because that way it doesn't make your combo so RNG based. Now, off of Researcher, we could special summon the Doki Doki that we found. Now, because we have Analyzer in the hand, we can activate Doki Doki. This is what's going to get really crazy. We're going to blow up really hard. And we can summon out an Analyzer from the deck. Now, at this point, we can go Analyzer Effect and go for 5. You could also option to go Riptide first. That is an option. Okay, we didn't find anything, so we'll just change the order. You could go Riptide first if you really want to save the Doki Doki, and then option Doki Doki for whatever you didn't find off Riptide. So, for example, you can go Riptide, and if you found Analyzer, then you can make any level 4 of Doki Doki. It's not that important, so don't worry your head too much about it. Okay, so next, Gigantes in the hand is going to be very important because this is an extender. Next, we're going to synchro our Researcher with our Roxy's, or any of your level 4s that you have in the app, but Roxy's in this case, into Riptide. And Riptide is another extender. This goes top 5. Also, it's a DD Crow because we have our Prank Kids Doodle Doo in the grave, and that's a win. The important thing of Riptide is it can summon tuners, so keep that in mind. In this case, we are going to summon our... we could summon a Seeker, yeah, that's fine. Now we'll go for 5 again. Okay, unfortunately nothing to find, which is perfectly fine. Now, at this point, we're going to make Borload Savage Dragon, and we're going to special summon Gigantes first, because you want to technically make it with Analyzer. Not that it really matters. I mean, unless you really want to go into Crystal Wing, it's not really going to matter if you make it with 1-8 versus another. So we're going to go ahead and make Borload Savage Dragon here. In defense, the reason why is this: it has 2,500 defense. There's no reason to risk a lightning storm, and a lot of decks like Prank Kids and Numeron can play it. So play around lightning storm. Okay, so now you have 2 materials on this. Now we're going to go ahead and tune our Raptite and our Seeker to make either Crystal Wing or Dragite. Now another option you can do is if you think you're playing, or know you're playing against something like Tri-Brigade or Drytron, you could even make Arclight here. And Arclight is very, very good in this situation if you're going up against either one, because cards sent from the hand or main deck to the grave will get banished. So if you go up against something like Drytron, you can banish their, if they have the Alpha Tribute Benten, their Benten gets banished. If they have the Alpha Tribute Zeta, their Zeta will get banished, and that's very devastating for them. Also, cards sent to the grave, deck from the main deck to the grave, like off Mubeta Fafnir, will be banished. Tri-Brigade, Fractal obviously wants to dump things to the grave, so they'll get banished. Anything dumped off Kit will get banished. So obviously 2 really good things there. Plus Arclight in itself is an Omni Negate as well, being able to negate any spell, trap, or monster effect. So obviously very, very good card to make. In this case, for the standard combo, we will be able to go into our Dragite. I like going into Dragite because I like having multiple spell and trap negates. But you can go into whatever you feel. Dragite is also very good on the turn after because we are able to go for OTK with it and get a full board clear at the greatest of ease. So we're going to summon our Dragite here. Make sure you also have a monster open for a monster zone open to make your IP and Union carrier as well. Now notice how we summoned a tuner off our Seeker and then use its effect off a Dragite. Off a Raptite. Now, the advantage to doing that is now we can still special Seeker out of the hand, because even though all your Adamancipators are a heart once per turn per effect, we still have it special summon from the hand, so it becomes another extender for a Link summon, and this is very good. So we're going to go ahead and summon Seeker, and then in this case, we are going to be able to Link summon into Union Carry if you're playing Buster Luck. If you do not want to play Buster Luck, you do not have to do this. You can absolutely make an IP Masquerena and set up a Nightmare Unicorn on your opponent's turn. Now, if you're going into Union Carry, you are going to equip your Borload Savage with a Dragon Buster Destructor Swordsman, and then we are going to make a Block Dragon here. And we pass on this. Now, we didn't draw up Second Light because I wanted to imagine this wasn't even in the hand. So this end board, off of, what did we start out with? Normal summon of Roxy's plus special summon of, what was it? The Supplier. Yeah. Special summon of Supplier ended on all of this meat and potatoes. So yeah. This is super, super duper good. And we also hard open block, which was the thing. We could still end up some serious meat and potatoes. So I want to remind you what we opened with. We opened, these are the key cards that I'm writing down. Block, Roxy's, plus Supplier. End board is Borload. I'll just write Boral plus Dragite, Crystal Wing, whatever you feel is best, Arclight. And this is not extremely lucky Excavates. This is with a reasonable amount of Excavates. Plus Apollo, Buster Luck. Now, another thing you also need to know is that if you equip Buster Destructor Swordsman, when you equip with Union Carry, it has to be the same attribute and type. A type or attribute. So since this is dark, it has to be dark. Buster's Destructor sword is dark, so it has to equip to a dark or a dragon. In this case, it's both. So you could equip this, and it has to be equipped to Borreload. This is the only thing you could equip it to. Same as block, it needs to be equipped to a rock. Now, another thing to note about this combo is, again, like I said, leave the correct link zones open. And also, if they droplets you, Buster will still be active. If they lightning storm your back row, you still will keep the counters on Borreloads. So keep that in mind. So we just pass here. And our opponent's in a really bad situation, obviously. At this point, we can just negate with Appaloosa, making it really powerful. Alright, so he's going to Monster Reborn. We say no. Remember, we got a Spell and Trap, Negate, and Dragite. So this is our Shien. We could say no. Very good. And pass turn. Now, if our opponent sets a bunch of back row, we have Borreload and Dragite to interrupt here, as well as having Dragite's effect, which will excavate top 5. And for every rock we see, we get non-target bounce. So if they have a Leo Dancer, you bounce it. If they have anything like a Mech Knight, the Mech Knight, Link 4, we bounce that. So very good. And now we just go for game. At this point, you can even make access code if you want to. And that's just game over. Very easy. And you end on a 5,000 attack Boral. So that's combo number 1. Okay. Now, we're going to keep going here. We're not done. We got a few combos to show off. Okay, this one we're going second. So hopefully if I get a good enough hand here, I can show you how to OTK. This hand is terrible. Alright, I'm going to scoop this up. Because I'm trying to show you combo guide. I'm not here to show you what terrible hands can do. Although you could probably make some risky plays with that hand, but I don't want to put you in a scenario where I'm showing you some really bad hands. Okay. So in this situation, we're going second here. And Analyzer going second is very, very good as an extender. Okay, so this is a very good going second hand. Even so, we opened up Sekka's Light, which we could draw into potential more extenders. We could do this, but we could also make plays without Sekka's Light. But since we have it, we will draw. Oh, this is an extremely, extremely valuable hand set. Activate Sekka's Light. Putting back one of the petting successors. And we'll draw. Okay. So now this hand is going to be going second. And opening Analyzer is optimal. And OTK under minimal resources. Also note 5300 access code with Uni plus Dragite is GG. Alright, so keep that in mind. Okay, we're going to go ahead and special summon Analyzer. We're going to go ahead and special summon Petting Successor. We're going to normal Guardian. This will allow us to play around Nibiru, which is very good. We also have quite a bit to play around here. Now, because we're OTKing on the minimal resources, we don't need to summon the Doki Doki here. We did find ourselves a Roxy's. So that's a bit lucky, but you could still make plays. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make Meow Moo. Gonna activate the Roxys. This will special summon out a Dropsies. Now, unfortunately, we did draw it, which is kind of unfortunate. We're going to go ahead and make the doodle do. This will play our Roxys out of our deck. Now I'm going to show you how to OTK under the most minimalistic resources. Next, we're going to go ahead and bring out the block. Actually, we could synchro first here. Yeah, we'll synchro first, since we have multiple 4s on the field. Alright, so we'll tune Analyzer. This is also good to play around Torrential Tribute. You can make Dragite first if you expect a Torrential Tribute. So we're going to go ahead and summon the Dragite. Then we'll go ahead and special summon the Block Dragon by just banishing any 3 rocks. 3 earths, I should say. And then we will make Nightmare Unicorn. This is under very minimalistic resources. You do not even need to extend here, but we can. But you have the opportunity to do so. Now, in this case, we're going to activate Unicorn, we'll discard, and then we'll spin back. We will trigger Block Dragon to search 3. Like I said before, this is OTK. Without even summoning Seeker, Researcher, or any of it. You don't even need Seeker and Researcher here to OTK. You can, but they're not even needed. I'm going to show you here. Now, you'll link off the Unicorn and this to make Access Code Talker. Activate the code. And they can't Nibiru you because you still have Guardian in the field. Nope, Guardian's still out, so you can't be Nibiru'd. After this point, whatever you do is just extra salt on the top. If you want to extend, go ahead. You have 3 extenders here. You have 4, technically, because you have a block in the grave. So you already have OTK on the field through Access Code and Dragites. This is already threatening lethal damage. And then on top of that, you have Researcher, Seeker, and Gigantus to extend. So you can play past Nibiru at this point. And you're looking pretty hot. So for the fun of it, even though we have OTK here, and even though we don't need any of these 3 monsters, we'll go ahead and extend. So we'll go ahead and summon the Researcher. We'll dig for 5. Okay, we found a level 4. So we can make ourselves... Doesn't matter what you summon here, realistically. A Rat type. If I could ever find it. Now, very important note, do not make the mistake of clearing Guardian unless in a case you have another negate on the field. Don't clear the Guardian until you have another negate. So, yeah, I guess at this point, we could even summon Doki Doki if we wanted to, but there's no need. At this point, we will special summon the Gigantus. Remember, we're not clearing the Guardian. Well, we could technically at that point, I guess, if we go in the Borreload. Yeah, I guess at that point we can. There's just so much we can do at this point. It's ridiculous. So we'll go ahead and synchro off into our Borreload Savage Dragon. We can equip Nightmare Unicorn, which will give us a Link 3 equipped. And then we can summon Seeker. If we summon Seeker first, we could have gotten additional mills, but like I said, not even needed. This is just complete overkill at this point. Could summon Crystal Wing, so we have 3 Omni Negates on the field. Banish 3. And then go for game. Now, a note that we could have done, and it doesn't really matter under Appaloosa, but if we wanted to, we would summon Borlord here so we can make like an IP or a Union and equip. But like I said, that's totally overkill. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions, access code to blow up the field, and you've already won the game. But yeah, technically, if you wanted to do more, you could. And that's just GG. Such a strong board. I love this deck. So yeah, that is OTK. And again, I will write M board was Crystal Wing. Guardian. Block. Dragite. Boral. And Axis. Plus. There you go. And starting, and we had block. Plus. Analyzer. What else do we have? Plus extenders. Plus extender. And we excavated Roxy's. Very strong. Okay. Now, let me show you another combo here. I want to show you Halq. So you've pretty much seen almost everything that we've done, right? I'm going to show you Halq the 5 racks here. Well, I might as well show you this combo too, because we opened up way too good to not show it off. Alright, remember, we have Researcher here. I will show you off Halq. That'll be our final combo. So here we are going to special Roxy's. Now you have a choice between Roxy's and Analyzer. In this case, I love Roxy's because of the value it gives. So when you open Doki like this, go into Roxy's. Also, if they ash your Roxy's, now you have a Researcher to potentially follow that up. In this case, we'll banish our own Ash. To draw. Not ideal to open up Dropsies, but it is what it is. Wow, we keep drawing into block. It's incredible. We'll link off the Meow Moo and the Dropsies to summon the Doodle Doo. And then we'll go into our thing. Okay. Now, we get Special Researcher. Which is the reason why I went for the Roxy's. That's the only reason why. It is a bit on the risky side. There is the option to go for the other option as well. You could potentially go for the other option as well. To just flat out go into the Analyzer. If you didn't want to take the risk. But I think with this hand was kind of weird. But there is a shot in that point, I think, to make that play. Definitely. Alright, we did draw on the block. But if we didn't draw on the block there, what we could do is we could do a few things. We could set up Union Carrier now. That is an option. We can even Halq into it as we wanted to as well. But it is possible to go Union Carrier here if we want to. So what we could do is we could do quite a few things. We could link off the Doodle Doo and the Analyzer here. And go in the Halq. Special summoning an O-Lion. Making a Union carrier, because they're two of the same type. And then we can go into a few things. If we did, this is if we didn't have block. Because I know I'm going to get roasted. Oh, you opened the block in the hand. I meant to summon this over here, but so that way I can make Spider. So I kind of messed that up a little bit, but that's fine. Now in a case like this, you do get to search. I should have went directly in the Union carrier there. That was kind of a bad on my behalf. I should have went directly in the Union, so I kind of messed this up a bit. But trying to see if we can recover ourselves off of this a bit. I mean, in a case like this, you could even go into like an Abyss Dweller pass. There's a much better field we could have made. I kind of messed this up a little bit. But we still have plays here. We also can't summon out the block because we used it off Union. So we could pass on this against the meta. And you would be fine in a lot of cases passing on this. In some cases. And you'd be set up for next turn. But there was a much better route. We kind of took the risky route too. By going for Roxy's, I guess, in that case. But even with that mess up, we're still going to win. I didn't want to show it off with us drawing into block there. I didn't want to show us off. Because I'm trying to show you combos without us drawing in the block. Now we'll make access code here. We'll search 1, because we already have these 3. And 2. Now we can banish. Pop the back row. And we've already extended for fun, so there's no need. We could just set up lethal. And at that point, you can pop as many as you feel. And we'll just go for lethal here. Okay. Now, what I'm going to show off here for our final thing I want to show off is I want to show off a Halq combo. Okay, now, this is the final thing I want to show you. I'm going to show you off a Halq combo. Stop opening me the block. I love opening a block, but it's not what I'm trying to show off. Okay. So we're going to start off with Doki here, so we have a little bit of an extender. Even though we opened the Analyzer, I still rather start off with the Doki. It's a little bit safer. We're going to pitch Analyzer here, and we're going to summon out an Analyzer. So ignore the fact that we drew in the block. This hand we kind of need a little excavation luck. If we didn't have the block. Because this hand's kind of a little bit poor. Without Block Dragon in it. So we'll go into Halq here. If we didn't have it. And we'll summon out the O-Lion. And we'll bring out the Union Carrier. Activate the O-Lion. We will summon. And then we can summon out. Equip here. The block. Oh, we forgot Link Spider in this deck. I was wondering why it wouldn't let me make Link Spider. Alright, well, it's fine. That's gonna make for some funny as hell content. Okay. Oh, that's why you wouldn't let me do it. Okay. Now, unfortunately here, we've opened up, like, no extenders. But we can still make plays. Because we have Gigantes. So we're good. Watch. Now, this is where Gigantes becomes very important. So we're going to go ahead and special Gigantes, and now we can go into Researcher. So we're able to make plays here. Very important. So this is how you Halq off. You can go into IP here as well, if you want to. At this point, we could summon a Guardian or a Supplier. It doesn't really change too much. So we'll bring out a Supplier. The nice thing about making an IP here, though, is if we're going to make IP here, now we have a Unicorn play above everything else. We can't summon block the rest of the turn, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. If we end up seeing too many level 4s, there are things we can do about it. So we're going to go ahead and bring out Raptite. We're going to go ahead and excavate here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take what we can get. We will bring out, that is fine. This is still going to end on a good board. So what we're going to do here is, because we don't know what the end result's going to be, we are going to make an Abyss Dweller. Since we didn't find an Analyzer quick enough, we're going to go for 5. That's good. We found the Guardian. That's very good. So that'll give us an extra negate. And now we can go into any sync where we feel. Boral is our best play here. To equip Halq. So we get 2 negates. Play around Mech Knights, I suppose. And now, this is a Halq combo. This ends you on a Guardian, a Unicorn, and a Dweller, and a Guardian negate. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 interruptions with a Maxi in hand. And we didn't even play Block Dragon, even though we opened it up. We could have done more. We didn't have to go that route. But the point is, I wanted to show you a route where we didn't even need Block Dragon. You did not need Block Dragon to make these plays. So forget it's even there. Forget that max are even a thing. I want you to look at the current board state in which we have. This is how you combo off of Halq 5X. You don't do any more than this because Link Cross is banned for obvious reasons, but okay. So, opener. We started off with Doki, which helped us out, into, make sure we didn't miss anything else that we might have opened. We really started off with Doki. Now I'm going to scroll to the top and make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay, yeah. We just opened up Doki plus Analyzer. We didn't get any mills off of it. And we ended on Dweller. Unicorn Pop. Bounce. Op. Turn. Boral. 2 negates. And a Guardian. Ignored block being in hand. Okay. That is the Adamancipator combo guide. I'm going to show you how we finish this off. Also, if you have a Block Dragon on the field, you do not need to pay the cost to keep Guardian on the field. Just as a keep in mind. Alright, we can Unicorn. This is exactly why I like Abyss Dweller in this deck, because if we end up with too many level 4s, or if we go in the Halq combo, then it makes it better. We'll link off the carrier at this point. We'll make Uni. We'll toss Roxy's, I guess. And we'll spin his monster back. Okay, now we still have an Omni Negate on the field, which is very good. And now our Block Dragon is free. Now we will activate Block. Banish whatever here. We'll go 1, 2, 3. And we will make the most access codes of talkers. Which will proc us to get even more searches. Remember, we're going to chain link 1 block, and we're going to chain link 2 access code. And you are not going to negate your access code. Do not be a ding-dong dingus. That's what I tell people on stream. Do not be a ding-dong dingus. We're not guarding your own access code. Or you're going to be very sad, man. At this point, we can add Analyzer, and we can add another Gigantus. Activate access code with about 10 billion links to banish. We can banish. We can banish. Non-target pop the back row. We can extend. For whatever reason at all. Just to show our superiority, I guess. And then we will go ahead and summon out the supplier. And we will make a Crystal Dragite. Because why not? And that is game. You have non-target bounce if you want it as well. If you want the non-target bounce off of like Dragite, you can. Not that it's needed, but you can. You have more non-target removal. So you have 2 forms of non-targeting removal, in access code and in Dragite. But Dragite bounces, which is actually really important for like cards like Lunalight, Leo Dancer, because it gets around that, because that can't be destroyed, but this doesn't care. Okay, that's it. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. I will be doing an Adamancipator plot this season. So if you want to see that live, follow me on Twitch. The link will be in the description below. If you need help with combos, I'm going to be doing about 1 billion of them live on stream. So I will help you. I will discuss. We will be doing Halq combos. We will be doing Prank Kids combos, turn 2 OTKs. Be there and be square. Please follow me on Twitch. If you want to see Virtual World, we already hit that, but I can help you out with that. I can help you out with Sky Striker. We are finishing up Ritual Beast. Then we are doing we have Salamangrates that I want to do, Shadows. We have a lot of decks to cover, Prank Kids. So if you want to see all this, follow me on Twitch. Link will be in the description below. Also, please like, comment, and subscribe. That's a big help. And, oh, thank you. Till next time, your boy Show Me Try, signing out. Peace. Peace out.